Hi Thrivers, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me again today. Today's eye look is going to be kind of a natural on the eye, on the top part of the eye, and a little something exciting on the bottom lash line. This is the look I love to do when I just want something a little special but not super crazy. I feel like you could wear it just about anywhere, and during this time of uncertainty, wear it around your house. It's exciting, it's fun. This channel for me is all about something fun that's not news related, that you can come to and have fun with me and hang out with me and hang out with a friend, because that's what I want it to be. I want it to be a channel for fun and makeup and hopefully recipes and tricks around your house and how to escape off boredom and insanity from your children being home. But I just want to give a huge shout out and a thank you to everyone that is just helping us be able to social distance and still survive and still provide groceries and healthcare needs and making sure, everything just keeps running, because these are uncertain times and it's kind of scary. But I am so thankful for those that are still going to work for the things that we need, and to say thank you to them. I am social distancing, and I hope that you guys are too. But in that, I also want to make sure that we are having fun and looking out after ourselves. And sometimes makeup is something we do just for us. I tell my husband all the time, I don't do my makeup for you, I do it for me. It makes me feel good. It gives me something. So if you want to see how I got this eye look and to give yourself something, just keep watching. Welcome back. So today we're going to be doing a tutorial on the Profusion Wonderlust palette. I picked this one up sometime last year. It is still available on Profusion's website, and it's only $10. So today's look is gonna be pretty basic on the top with just like a really exciting lower lash line, and I think they're a really fun look to do when you're serious but you're not taking yourself too serious. And I think now is kind of the time to do those kind of things. So all right, first thing we're going to do is we're going to take this color right here in the far corner. It's called Coast. On our nice fluffy brush, tapping it off. Put it right here in this corner, and then we buff it up. I hope you guys are staying busy at home and not going too crazy with the kids being off of school. I know it can get a little stressful, everybody being in the house at the same time and trying to figure out things to do to keep everybody busy, because I have my youngest, who's 11, going to be 12 in May, which is just crazy to me. And he can play by himself, but he's not really great at it, so we have to constantly come up with new and interesting things for him to do, which, can be trying when you're stuck inside. And it's not that we couldn't go outside, except the daggone weather is so terrible right now. It's just rain or gloomy or 5 seconds of sunshine and then it rains again. It's just getting a little old. So like I said, we're just keeping it mostly in the corner, taking it on that fluffy brush, bringing it up. Again, not going past the brow, just up and around right in the socket. And sometimes I open my eye just a little bit to just make sure that I'm getting it blended up far enough that you can see the color past my eyelid when I open my eye. I don't have a ton of lid space, which is why I do it the way I do it. I pack it on in that corner, just like that. And then we just buff with our eye open just a little bit. My eye's not all the way open or I can't get my brush in there, but just slightly open so that I can fit my brush in there, and we can just blend like that. Today I am recording a little bit differently. I'm trying to get closer and trying to get the lighting right, and there is a lot of things. Let me tell you guys, there's a lot of things. I gotta hand it to the YouTubers out there because they've got it going on and I do not. I have purchased nothing for this. I just wanted it to be something fun to get my mind off of everything going on, but also to give everybody else a chance to do something that's not just work or just focus on the news right now, because the news is it's kind of intense right now, and that can get a little discouraging when you're just trying to just make it through the day. You know, you just need something else. Okay. So because we're keeping the eyes really kind of simple, I don't want anything that's going to be too shimmery or too sparkly or too dark. We're kind of keeping it light. I'm going to take this nice like camel-ish color. It's called Statement. I'm going to take it on kind of a flat packing brush. Little lint on there. Little flat packing brush. It's kind of rounded. And we're just going to press into that. Again, I always like to tap it off because it will fall out all over your eyelid if you don't. And we just want like a kind of a light wash of that color. We don't want it really, really dark. We just want it kind of light. And that's just an all over lid shade. Keeping it really simple. This part of the eye is going to be really simple. The fun part is the lower lash line. So you could just do the top part of this for an everyday look and it would be totally fine. And I'm just going to go back into Coast and just buff a little bit right here and then up. Just to make sure everything's super well blended. Again, back into Coast, corner, and blend it. Sometimes when I feel like the color's not doing well, I'll pat it on just to make sure it has a nice blended feel. Back into that Statement color that we put all over the lid and just washing it over. All right. Sorry. I had to put my brushes really far away, so I have to lean. Okay. So now, still in this corner over here, we're going to take Nostalgia with a nice, dense, flat top brush. Tap it in there. Tap one time on toilet paper. Right now I'm using a washcloth because toilet paper is a commodity these days. Packing it right into the corner right here to give us a little bit of a depth. Blending it just slightly up. That's all we're doing, just slightly up. That's it. So we're just giving that nice sultry outer corner look. Again, back into Nostalgia. Apparently that's hard to say. Nostalgia, which is this dark color right here. Tapping in there, tapping off the extra, coming into the corner, packing it in. And because I feel like I need more, tap again, blot again, because we don't want the fallout. That's why we're blotting so much. And then right into that corner outside edge, just slightly. Okay, so you can see it kind of packed in there. Just want to make sure that this outside edge looks like the other one. All right, and then we're going to take our blending brush, which I set back down. Our blending brush, nothing's on it, and we're just going to blend that into our crease. Just light. We're not way up tight on the brush. If you're tight on the brush, you're going to get too much blend. You want to be further back, light touch, and just blending that. The closer you hold the brush to the bristles, the more movement that eye makeup is going to have. So if you're just trying to blend it, you want to be far back because you're just blending. If you're trying to pack it, then yeah, you can come up close and pack that color in. But if you're just trying to blend, it's not gonna, this isn't the type of brush you want to pack things in with. You really want to use, like I said, that flat brush, that's straight across the top flat brush. Then you can really pack that color in. And you could do slight blending in that space with it, but it's not gonna be made for major blending. You're just kind of keeping it right in that corner, really packing that in, really making sure you've got the color that you want in there. Just like that. So because I like a nice light color on the inner corner, and what it really does is it opens the eye up. I'm going to take Illusion, which is right up here in this corner, on a rounded smudge brush, just because that's what they call it. It's not what I use it for, but right in the corner, I'm kind of making a C. Right in that corner, bringing that up just slightly under the lid, focused mostly in the corner. And you can really see how much more open this eye looks to this eye. Hopefully. Ooh, it's one of those bugs in my bathroom. Okay, who has those ones that look like ladybugs, but they're not? Who has those bugs right now? Don't like them. I try not to be mean to them. I just set them free outside. But you know, sometimes they just don't listen. And they come back in. Okay, so there's your upper part of your eye look. And you could stop there, maybe do a little quick flat liner brush. Where's my flat liner brush? Oh, shoot, I don't have it. Hold please while I grab that. Here. So you could take your little flat liner brush, dip it into even this dark chocolate kind of color, and go right across the line right here, just stamping it across. Whack on some mascara and call it done. And this would be a perfectly fine everyday sort of look. You could do a neutral lip with it, you could do a pink lip, whatever you like, and that would be fine. But for today's look, we're doing a little bit more. We're gonna do a nice, exciting lower lash line because I think that they're fun to do. Just something different. It's gonna kind of correlate with my shirt a little bit today. So what we're gonna take is this little rounded smudger brush right here. Hopefully you guys can see that okay. Rounded smudger brush looks like that. This one's so old the name is missing, but you can still find brushes like this in any type of brand you prefer brushes in. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this color Enigma, which is a very deep blue. I'm going to tap in that color, tap it off, and we're going to run it right along our lower lash line, starting right in the corner, going 2/3 of the way. I go 2/3 of the way so it doesn't get too muddy, because it can get a little bit muddy and a little dark if you go too far. Now, right now it looks a little stark. Don't panic. What I like to do to kind of bring the lower and the upper together is I'll take that Enigma color on a flat liner brush and I'll just stamp it right along the lower lash line. Coming all the way across. I like to stamp it. You could smudge it, but I think it looks a little smokier. If that's the look you're going for, you can. I like it to kind of look like a liner without having to do liner. And then I'll take that same color, Enigma, that dark blue, and go right in the corner. And I'm not even going half. I would say I'm going about a third of the way, really close to the lash line, just to darken that section up a little bit. I have to say, this is my first time doing makeup, looking while I'm recording at the same thing. And I'll tell you, there's a little delay, and that makes it complicated. But we're working with what we got, right? And sometimes for that innermost part, I'll just open my eye, look away, and just dab it on just like that. Don't forget to do the under part. Again, right close to those lashes, really close, all the way to the corner and up just about a third of the eye if you broke it up. Make sure you're getting it nice and solidly in that outer corner. You could also wing this, and I've done that with just the liner, just wing it. It's pretty. I enjoy it. I find it doesn't last that long though. So for the effort, sometimes it's not worth it. Okay, so now we're gonna do the funner part. So what I do is I'm gonna take this color Cruise and this color Stormy, and we're gonna run it right along the very center of the under eye lash line, the center of the lower lash line. Get my words together. Words are hard. All the way to right here, not all the way inner corner. We have another color for that. So we're just going to take the dark one and then a little bit of the light one, and I just take it on my finger, okay? Dark one, a little bit of light one. And we just press it right at the lash line. Don't be scared to get your hand in there. And it might not seem like it's doing much, but I promise you it is. So Stormy and Cruise, that's what we're using. Tapping right there. And don't worry if it gets a little lower than you want. I'll show you how to clean that up, okay? So Stormy and Cruise. Anybody else here banging? Just ignore it. I told them I was busy. Okay, so it gives just like a really pretty, just a really pretty kind of shimmer without being like too intense. All right, and then for the innermost part, I wanted to take this color here. It's called Serious. It's right here. Again, still on my finger because I find it just sticks better. Right on that inner corner, not inner corner, but just before it. Right at the tear duct area. It just really helps to brighten that inner eye area. I like to pack it on a little bit heavy because, you know, it's supposed to be a showstopper. All right, so get my little brush here and drop a couple. It's fine. We're going to take Illusion. Again, same color we used before. Just make sure that it's still there because we've done a lot of work and sometimes it can get a little faded. We're just taking it slightly up the eye, keeping it in the inner corner. Just like that. So we have just a little bit that smudged a little further than we want. So what I do is I take this kind of flat, rounded brush that I use for powder and brush it right under there. I don't powder my under eyes because I find they get a little bit crepey when I do. But I do brush away with a little bit of powder because it just works a little easier. So that is it for the makeup part, well, the eyeshadow part, I should say, not the makeup part. There's more makeup, girls, more makeup. Okay, so I'm gonna get my liners, which are over here. Okay, so I like to use a blue liner for the waterline, the lower lash waterline, and I like to use a black for the top. Just I find that it works better that way because when you tight line, because that's what we're going to do for the top lashes, we're just tight lining. Tight lining makes your eyelashes look longer, makes them look darker for me because I have none, you can see, just nothing's there. So this is the Milani Stay Put After Dark liner in 01. And we just put it right in the corner, look away, and then the same thing. And we're just tight lining to make all those lashes look longer. And then the same thing on the other side. Okay. Then we're going to take the blue, which is the really fun one. This one is the Sephora brand Crayon Contour eye pencil. It says it's waterproof. I disagree with that, but the color is Surfer Babe and it's super pretty. So I try not to pull my eye at all because you don't want to mess up everything you just did. All the way to the corner, all the way to the middle. Because if you come up through here, it'll just get really dark. The overall eye look will. And it can get a little bit grungier looking than we're going for. All the way in the corner, right up to the middle, okay? It might seem like that might look like a harsh line, but once you put your mascara on, nobody notices it. So before you do mascara, we always curl our lashes. And this one is by Tweezer Man, and I have had it forever. But any eyelash curler will do. Now I'm going to tell you, don't know how this is going to work for the viewfinder, so I'm going to grab a mirror because I can already tell. I can't see. My eyes are getting older, girls. Well, people. And I cannot see in this viewfinder for mascara. The mascara I'm going to use is, of course, my two favorites, which is the Essence Lash Princess False Lash Effect Mascara. So both of them are in black. This one is the regular. This one is the waterproof. What I do is I layer them up. I do the regular first to kind of protect my lashes, kind of get the general shape that I'm looking for, the break apart that I want. And then I go in with the waterproof. That just helps keep the curl in my lashes, keeps the fallout down, just really makes the overall lash shape stay because of the wax that's in waterproof mascara, but it also makes your lashes really brittle if you're using waterproof every day. So I highly recommend something that's not waterproof as your base and then waterproof over it. just to help keep your lashes strong and not to have them get really brittle and start to break on you. So I'm gonna do my best to stay in focus while I do this. Remember, this is my first time doing it this direction, so we'll see what happens. We'll see. We will both learn together, y'all. All right, so let me make sure I've got it on the magnifying side because I'm gonna need that. So we just start on the lower lash line. And if you get some black mascara somewhere you don't want, rule of thumb is let it dry. If you go in and try to clean up that wet mascara, you are going to smear it and therefore ruin everything you just did. Like I got it on my lower lash line on this side just a little bit. I'm gonna let it sit. Let it get kind of dry and then it flakes right off. You can use a Q-tip for that. You can use a brush for that. Either would be fine. Make sure when you're doing your mascara, you're really getting those lower, as low on the lash as you can. The lower you get, the more you're getting that all the way pulled through with the mascara. And remember, we're using 2 today. Then that's okay. We don't have to get them perfectly coated, but you really want to coat the bottom of it with the non-waterproof. All right, so there is our regular. And for you, it's kind of hard to see. But I'm gonna take some pictures afterwards so that you guys can see it closer. I don't use the waterproof on my bottom lash line because I don't think I need it. I just use it on the top lashes to just keep the curl, keep the fallout down to a minimum. You guys, with all this corona stuff, I have seasonal allergies. And if you sniffle, people are looking at you like, corona! Everybody's panicking, so I just stay home. All right. So there is that. So if you see anywhere where you've got a little like glitter or what have you, you just brush it away with your nice flat powder brush. I find that it works the best overall. Lipstick. So my personal preference when you do a little bit more of an exciting eye like this is a neutral lip. Where is my favorite neutral lip? Okay. You could also do a gloss if you're a gloss type person. I don't like really sticky glosses. Maybe others do, but I just don't. I like this one by Rimmel London, which is the Stay Matte Lip Color. And this one's in Blush 110. Looks like this. It's not too drying, but it gives a really nice color. Kind of a your lips but better kind of look. What I like best is the paddle that comes with it works great to do a liner. I just use that to my advantage. when I'm lazy and I just don't want to put one on. Alright guys, that is the finished look. And thank you for joining me, and I hope you have an amazing day.